Good evening, countrymen and women. My name is Chishimba Kambwili. I am extremely disappointed with the way this government has handled the issue of Ramco's benefits or outstanding benefits to Ramco's employees. When the government announced that they were going to pay the Ramco's employees in May, we were all excited and we were all happy that now our people will get their money. But to my surprise and the surprise of all the miners who were involved is that this money has been outstanding from 2003 when Ramco's was put on receivership. What is annoying is that the people have been paid the monies as they were in 2003. Some of the people have received as little as 300 kwacha. Now, when this exercise started, people were told that they should come report to Luanshya and verify their details. Some of the people were coming as far back as Shangombo, as far as Kasama, as far as Northwestern Province Chavuma. Now, what is the transport cost from Chavuma, from Shangombo, from Kasama, from Chipata to come to Luanshya and go back? The transport in some of the cases is as much as 1,500 round trip. Now these people were mocked, and I'll call that this is a mockery, that you ask people to come and verify, you pay them the 300 kwacha that they were entitled to in 2003. What should have normally happened is that people should have been paid their money with interest. This is the mockery of the worst kind. You bring people as far as Chipata, as far as Chavuma, you bring people as far as Shangoma, only to be paid 300 kwacha, which means these people have now gone into debt. This government is not serious. This government pays a lot of lip service. And what has happened today is an insult to the miners. What has happened today is an insult to all the people of Zambia. The highest paid miners who were senior staff have received as little as 3,000 kwacha as settlement. Surely the government kept the money for these people from 2003, and you pay them without any interest. This is an insult, and people must be ashamed. And I want to urge my dear brother, Joy Ochibuye, who has been boasting that I'm Mr. Ramco's. What is this? What nonsense is this? That people can be paid 300, 600, 400 after waiting for over 23 years. From 2003 to date, it's about 23 years. And then you go and pay people without interest, not even 1% interest. Who was keeping the money for these miners? Where was this money kept? Didn't this money which was kept end interest? Surely, UPND, you can do better. It is so painful and disappointing that people can walk away with 300 kwacha after so many years. I urge this government that let them relook at this issue and pay people their money with interest. I am prepared to find a lawyer for the ex-employees of Ramco's to go to court and claim interest on their payments. And I have said, and I want to say it again, that you see, I have always said, and I want to say it again, that ichisosa chipamano. Even these payments that the miners have received, the little payment, is because of my mouth. It is because of speaking for them. If nobody, throughout my campaign, I have been saying, pay the ex-Ramcos employees, pay the ex-Ramcos employees, and if you don't pay them, don't expect votes from them. And now, because they want the votes from the people, they have now gone to pay them peanuts, to pay them change, to put them even in more problems. Some people even used money that they had kept to buy fertilizer, to travel and come and make the verifications, only to be paid 300 kwacha. What a shame. Ichibembachitila insoni ebuntu. You want to make capital, you want to make political mileage over the people, but what you have paid them is an insult to them. I urge this government to be serious and respect the ex-Ramcos employees. 23 years is such a long period of time that you can come and mock them and pay them without interest. I insist that the miners must be paid with interest. I want to urge the miners to create a committee. Come and see me. I will find a lawyer for you so that you can claim the interest on your money from 2003 to date. And if I were the miners, I would even urge them to reject that money until the matter is resolved in court. Secondly, I have talked about the Ififuaso blockage sewerage. I have been hammering and hitting on this issue from the time I started campaign. Today, I hear the council is saying, no, we are going to use CDF now to repair the sewerage blockages in the townships. If you traverse Ron constituents, you'll find that ifimbu sufia alifuasa masuwareji alifuasa abantu bekala fe mu mafi nga wapita amafi apita fe mu mufolo amafi apita fe all over lilana ambo kulandapo ukutila ngana isa nkesa wamye fifuaso nkesa wamye fimbusu elo babu tukalelo abati no, now we are going to repair, and they go and get money from CDF without following procedure to resolve Ififuaso. What were they doing all these years? And that's what I'm saying. Ron constituency needs a strong voice, and that voice is Chishimba Kambwili. The MP has been quiet over these issues. Councillors have been quiet over these issues. The mayor has been quiet over these issues. Those who were mayors have been quiet over these issues. Now, because I've been talking about it, because I know how to resolve problems. Chimona filababe mbabatila ukwebo bushimone kata bushitwa. If an MP is quiet because he's scared of the government, if an MP is quiet because he's getting contracts from the government and he thinks when he speaks about these issues that the people are facing, he will not be given contracts, the people will not have any results. Because of my voice today, they've announced there is no full council to sit. There is no MP in office today because all of them are ex-miners. How did they approve the Constituency Development Fund to repair the sewer lines? It's because they know that this has been a typical issue in the campaign. And it is wrong for the MP, for the former MP Chibuye, to quickly rush to the press and say, I have sorted out the issue of sewerage. They have sorted out because we've been speaking about it. They've sorted it out today because they know that Chishimba Kambwili is talking about it and that the people will follow him. So for you, the people of Ron, just know that as they repair the sewerage, it is my effort, it is my word that has made this possible for people to run around and look for money to do it for us. And we must be very careful. They are only lying. They only want to pretend that they are going to resolve this issue. If they did not resolve this issue in the last 5 years, how are they going to resolve it today? Before I left MP in 2009, I brought even pipes that were put at Ron Skills Center for the purpose of working on the sewerage. Where did they take the pipes? Why didn't they do this project? Because they knew that that project was fought for by Chishimba Kambwili. And if it was done, they were scared to say that the credit was going to go to Chishimba Kambwili. Today they have now come and say that we are going to repair Ififuaso. Mwebena Ron, Mwebena Rwansha, Mwishibe, Ukwebat, this is a government that pays lip service. This is a government that can only do things because they want votes from the people of Ron. I urge you, as we go on the 13th of August, vote this UPND out, vote their councillors out, vote their MP out. And all those who were in leadership, who were mayors, today who want to stand as MP for Ron, ask them, where were they? Where were they when Chishimba Kambwili did not speak about these issues? So as we go to vote, just know that this is lip service. This is an action that has been taken under duress because abantu na abalandapo. Ichibemba chitila aka kunyelele takalabwa. Elo kabidumu aiche nao ekatishelo anya. If you have an MP who can't talk, you can never ever get results. Since I left, since Pwele left, since Pwele and I left, Ron has been very quiet, as if there is no MP. The MPs who have been there have failed the people. The councillors who have been there have failed the people totally. Therefore, they should not even get credit over things that they failed. There are farmers who have had their gardens flooded along the Nkurumashiba stream. This is the Nkurumashiba stream that takes the water that is being pumped from underground to Kafue River. People's gardens have been flooded and they've failed to compensate them. I am told they were giving them 1 bag of fertilizer as compensation. When these people use those gardens, they use their farms to feed their families. How really can farms that have been flooded, and you know the water that comes from the underground is acidic, which means the soils in those gardens have been destroyed. This is exactly like what happened in the Chambishi disaster. But people have been given 1 bag of fertilizers. Others have been given 2,000 kwacha. When they cannot farm again in those areas, I'm urging the Department of Agriculture here in Rwansha to quickly go and assess the damage that has been done to these farmers and to these gardens so that they can be compensated handsomely. And again, if this is not done, I am going to find a lawyer so that these farmers can claim the compensation that is due to them. I have told you, I've said it and I want to say it again. There is no development that can come in a constituency where the MP is quiet and he only wants to come and act when the elections are there. And in fact, it is abuse of authority that people can approve CDF project when there is no council, when there is no parliament, outside the operational, the legal operational days. But I want to thank them that because of my pressure, because of my speaking for the people, they have moved very quickly to resolve the sewerage blockages. This is not a government that you can trust. These are not leaders that you can trust. If I didn't talk about them, nothing could have been done. These farmers whose gardens have been flooded, please, they need compensation. Ramco's employees that have been paid peanuts, that have been insulted, must be given interest on their monies. Kwena mwe bantu nanguta mwako atoluse. Umuntu indalama yali 300 mu 2003 when the payments were due. 23 years later, you pay them 300 kwacha. Sure kwena nangu. Ngachali ni mwe bachitile efyo. Kuti mwa umfashana. Mwe mnyinane, this is very, very sad. Miners, don't worry, not all hope is lost. As I come into office on the 9th, all these things will be sorted out. But on 13th of August, all these issues will be sorted out. And I want to urge miners, you know my home. All those Ramco's, ex-Ramco's employees, create a committee, come and see me. I'll get you a lawyer so that you can get interest on your money. People must not insult you because of elections. Leaders must be able to work for the people in the normal time, not to come and work for the people when it is election time. Up to now, we are still struggling with government announcing the floor price of maize. And the reason is very simple. They are scared because they know that they don't have the money to pay the farmers. And that if they open the marketing season for maize, they will not be able to pay the farmers. So they want to open the marketing price, the marketing period, towards the day of the elections, so that they lie to you and maybe even give you a better price, which price they will not be able to pay. People of Ron, people of the Copper Belt, they must be kicked out. Because usually the marketing season starts in June. Today is July. They are saying that no, the moisture content is too high. What is the correlation between moisture content and announcing the floor price? When you announce the floor price, you are only indicating this is the price that will be buying the maize from the farmers. It doesn't mean you start immediately. But throughout, in the past, the marketing season starts in June. The question is, why is government still giving an excuse of moisture content today in July? The rains stopped in March. And if the rains stopped in March, the moisture content that they need, the moisture content of 12% that they need has already been achieved. Mwebena Zambia, icha konko lubilo, bachi konko lubilo. Ububu teko wabu fi. This is the government of the liars, by the liars, for the liars. And they will never change. Bad habits stick like glue, and they will never end. This time to remove this government and put a government that can care for you. This government, take government yaba pina, ni government yaba kankala. That is why you are seeing when they are saying we've worked hard, we've improved the economy. They have improved the economy for the rich people, not for the poor people. Fuel is expensive today because they've removed the subsidy. Subsidy is meant to cushion the poor people. Electricity is expensive today because they've removed subsidy. Subsidy is meant to cushion the suffering of the poor people. So the people who are now benefiting from the high cost of living from the high cost of electricity, high cost of fuel, are the rich people. And my brother president, stop misleading the people that you don't get a salary. Ichabipa muchalo kutumpika abantu. President if yakulya bamushitira fye, if yakufwala bamushitira fye, fuel bamushitira fye, amalight bamulipirira fye, ba security abamulondera. Is that not a salary? So which salary is the president talking about? Mweba mnyinane Yesu mwana lesa pakufuatile. Mwilandirila. Muleidila mwebene n'abana benu. Elo Yesu mwana lesa atile. Amenso mwalikwata. Amatwina yo mwalikwata. Lelo tamumona. Nokumfata mumfwa. Yesu taletila tatwa kwata amenso physically. Tatwa kwata amatu physically. But chitika chakwati we muntu lechula. Imitengo na inina pamulu. Dinama election yaisa. Umuntu aisa vemkumve pako twalibomba wino. Ba UPND na bateka wino wasumina. When you know that ulechula munganda mmobe. When you know that mulechula ne mitengo ya fiakuli. When PF left office, the bag of meal was 130 kwacha. Today the price of meal is 300 to 400 kwacha. And yet people are saying, no, the people are living better than they were living in PF. And to make matters worse, but President West by HH, vale chitanga ba public vale no tetuwele kunuma kunkongole ba PF vale kongola sana eba tuletelela ma problem because of inkongole. Yes, ba PF vale kongwele, but if you ba kongwele twalimona 125 secondary schools the whole Zambia, twalimona 100 hospitals, twalimona 85 mini hospitals, twalimona 650 clinics, twalimona emisebo bakulile munkongole shabo. Elo munfikishe mwebe na Zambia. When PF came into office, the external debt was 3 billion kwacha. By the time PF was leaving office, the external debt was 11 billion kwacha. Meaning therefore that in 10 years, PF borrowed 8 billion. Today, the external debt stands at 16 billion, which means UPND has borrowed 5 billion in the last 4 years. Now, in 10 years, how much will they borrow? They will borrow more than what PF borrowed. So they are saying that PF value aban Congole, na bobale Congola. So in Congole shabo ten Congole, in Congole shaba PF en Congole. E kumonoko bat ababantu I government yabu fee. And teapo peka, external debt is 16 billion. Local debt is about 6 billion. Ioba Congola from the time they came into office. So nishu muntu engala imini na. Pachulu. Nang papodium, aleva abantu atu ba PF bali aban Congole. Ilo na bobale Congola. Le lo VNF bale Congola, tapali ifyo tumwene ifyo bakula. Tell me ifyo ba UPND bakula. Ngabali kula pa maskulu. Bale kulo tuma 1/3 classroom block. But bale tube party, we've done a lot. Tapali ababantu ifyo bachita, they are failures. That's why they hacked my page. Page Yandiva Act. I've just started a new page. And I ask you people to share it as many people as possible so that I can start now talking to the people to show them ubufi wa babantu. HHL seka, ba PF vale kula Ndola International Airport. I that this is poor economic management and priorities. How can they go and build the airport in Ndola, uku landing and take 5 per day? Now him is saying he wants to build international airports in all provinces. How many planes land in Kasama? How many planes land in Eastern Province? So, mwamono kwa tu yumuntu, wabufi, elo kabili ala labecho alanda, filabeba ati, ubufi bulayano kubuela. Ale konde mokula international airport kundola. Uko abako busy, but lelo ale tuwati nkakula ma international airport throughout the provinces. In the first, he said, in my first year, I'll build a university in Western Province. I'll build universities in all provinces. He has not built not even one university. PF created 6 more public universities and is telling the people of Zambia that the 10 years of PF was a wasted time. Which one is a wasted of time? The 5 years of UPND or the 10 years of PF? Because what PF did, we are all able to see. So, this man does not mean well for Zambia. The man is bad-hearted. You see, Mr. Sata told me one thing. Me, my mentors were Kenneth Kaunda and Mr. Sata. President Sata told me one thing. Vakambwili. Ngamwamone ntungulushi. Ile fwa ya bantu ile teka bale itina. Noti yeno kutika bantu, ukutina abantu ile teka. Mwishi wako wati ile ntungulushi na ifilu watapali yako mukaya. And I've proved it. Today, President Hakainde Hichilema has brought laws. Ayakwatu muntu walanda fechiti chonse kuya kujele. Walanda fechiti chonse. Umikakawa police. What kind of leadership is this? Abantu bale filo kulanda na nguna kwate file bakalipa. Nga walanda ati cyber. Nga walanda ati seditious practice. Nga walanda ati hate speech. Elo ba president ba Ed Kalungu, ba president ba Hakainde Hichilema. Lekeni kuchita divide chino echalo. Nga mwaya kuma areas zimo mlea mkweba abantu ati nga mwaya kulusaka bale mipuma. Ni wana ni abantu bo bale puma nga baisa kulusaka. Nga mwaya kuma areas zimo no nga bami mwana feimwe kuno elo inenga nafuma pa mukachula. Takwa bentungulushi aba so divisive. As President Hakainde Hichilema. Show us ama video awa abantu bale pumanga baisa kulusaka. Abantu ba Southern Province, abantu ba changela sana. Elo to tell you the truth. People in Southern Province, lesali ba pela, ichabu pe, bali ba intelligent. Their IQ is very high. If you go to any university, you find that most of the people in those universities are Tongas from Southern Province because they are very intelligent. And they started going to the university as far back as 1968. Niwani wale puma. Mulusaka. Niwani wale puma. Show us the videos. Mwebantu banensu bamunine for Southern Province. Bale miwe pafe. Icho bale fwa mupate. Abantu bamo. For the purpose of him continuing being in power. Nde mulomba mwewa ku Western Province, Northwestern na Southern. Tapali abantu abale mipuma. Yes, kwali kadalism abantu bale rwama kadas. But tabale chita target abantu from a particular area. Kwale bama kadas ba UPND na ba PF. Kopa belt balwa. Kulusaka balwa. And it takes 2 to tango. You cannot save a PF bali ba fiongo. Stata kuli fiongo because ama opposition political parties. Tabale chita dare or tabale chita cause ifyongo. Ba UPND bale chita cause ifyongo. Nga babe bati ichimu ichita echo baya chita. So kwaleva reaction from others. Having said that, I don't support Tribalism myself. You remember when I was National Youth Chairman for PF, there was no Tribalism in PF because I controlled the youths not to indulge or to involve themselves in Tribalism and violence. And I've stood by that. You've never heard where Chishimba Kambwili balerwa ma politics bakambwili na boma abantu na beba abantu kuma abantu. So there were just a few disgruntled elements that made PF look like they were a party for violence and Tribalism. And I think going forward, this country will never allow Tribalism. But let us not mislead the people of Southern Province, Western and Northwestern that they were being beaten when they go to Lusaka. Are you telling me that the people in Lusaka are violent? The same people in Lusaka that you are saying were beating people from Southern Province, Northwestern and Western are the people you are going to ask for votes. bamobeni abantu mule bati imomo ale puma abantu abalefuma kuma province aya. They are the same people HH is going to ask for votes. Insoni ebuntu lekenyu kubepa abantu kuno kuron constituents. Over 100 farmers have been displaced by the mining operations at Muriashi. What a reasonable government should have done. The Department of Agriculture, kuno, they should have called these farmers and look for alternative land for them to do their farming activities. Abantu babashile fye ukwabuloku babela land. And when I come in as MP, I'm going to make sure, and I've already written the Department of Agriculture to find alternative farming land for these people. Baile kuli ba MP batupoka amabala atapali ifyo ninga chitana ba president vali suminisha. What kind of an MP are you? Winga ya mkwasuka abantu ifyo. When I was MP, when they started mining kumuriashi, nakaida abantu bali threatened with removing. I stood my ground and said, unless you find them alternative land. Tualile sanga land kumaposa. Uko tuatuele abantu no kulima bale lima. Nombe shintungulu shishiri kole lo tashita na abantu. Mwewe na Ron, mwewe na Zambia, voteni ntungulu ishinga misakamana. Filabale vepe shaba mundubile. No, takwete plani. Fiabu fi. Mundubile as a plan. There is no way the Zambian people can go and say we are going to support Mundubile if they have not seen leadership in President Mundubile. Leadership comes from God. And if God has appointed Mundubile as the next leader, tapale fyo mukachita. Nangu mukachite shani, mule ichusha fye. Mundubile is unstoppable. Mwebe na Zambia, vote for Mundubile 100%. Even you people in southern province, northwestern and western, who are being cheated, that HH is not the first president to rule this country. We have lived side by side as all tribes, as all regions, as one Zambia, one nation. This man has come to divide the country. Because I don't understand. Why do you go to these areas and say, Muno Zambia tapaba laba pataba nawo. Ine family mwandina adimieba. My family, my father's family is SDA. Aba iche bandi batatu Chishimba Kambwili au Pomutonga na alikuwa tabe po bandi Makwaza na alikuwa ta Mutinta na alikuwa ta Lubono. My other sister Sampa Kambwili au Pakuli Kabeta Umutonga, we live together happily. My late older brother was married to Elozi umwakwataba na Chisanga na Chinyumba. We lived together side by side. My other sister-in-law Lombe au Pakuli Mudenda. This is how Zambia we have lived. This is the Zambia we have known. Nombo kutampokula eba abantu atno balabantu bale mipuma ngamwa yakulusaka balabantu mwibavotela bali mipata. It's wrong. And we must not allow this to take center stage in Zambia. So Mwebena Rwansha, Varamco's employees, don't lose hope. We are going to fight until the bitter end to make sure that interest on your earnings, on your money is paid. Those farmers who've lost their lands will fight for you to have land where to farm. If you are so, tuatemwa, tampeni ukuamya no mbaline, ankano kulanda po, if you are so, ngatakuli. Icho tule tutamu mwebena Zambia lelo nufila batila mali wiyaku ilombela. Na alimiebe na 2021, UPND and Hakainde Hichilema cannot run a government because their policies are not pro-poor. They don't care about the poor people. They don't fear the people. As when we're in government, in Mr. Sata's government and Pat Lungu's government, every decision we made in cabinet, tualei pusha. Busha hii decision tuala panga. Ikachita affect sana abantu. Busha abantu bakalanda shana. And when we find that it will be unfair to the people and the people will not happy, we were saying, will not be happy. We were saying we cannot go this direction. This government has shown you through Bill 7 has shown you through the 74 bills that they passed in 2 weeks that they don't care about what the people say. They don't care the views of the people. Whatever they want is what they will put through and take forward. That's not a government. Governments are there to look at the best interest of the people. Abantu ngabakane ekitatu le fire, government ifile ya umfa. But government ngale touch le fire, they are daring you. Efila mutsungu that these are daredevils. Whether mulande tamukwete nchito, if we tukawina, whether you like it or not, mukawina, nivanine no bakala vota. Mukawina, nivanine no bakala vota. If it is your mother who is going to vote, you are going to win. But if it is the Zambian people that are going to vote, Filioko Tulea, Mulemona, Mulinoku Mona, Ichalengen, Inkokona, Ichalengembwa, Gukana Fuala. This is annoying of the worst kind. Ukula muna bantu kwa tfipuwa. Yo, tukayababe pafio tuadileta free education, tuadileta feeding program. Feeding program started in PF. It was a pilot project to see how it was going to be and grow on it. Yes, wa UPND vaisa tuwe batasha vaisa tuwala kuma skulu yonzi. Batecha kumina kwa abantu tuwaleta elo thofini abana babadisha nga mwayamona bambia abana wabana porridge bali afe beans elo mmengi mma skulu badilando kwa beans yo baledia into ya bola. Nomba mlefuane yo ine free education. Impia shilamwale tumakuma skulu. Balefo kule shokshi tumakuma skulu. Atubakula chitecho mlefu ya kuskulu mwahayi wa debs. Debs atumakulu saka. Vamishtila fenga mapepa la vamiletela. How are the schools going to run? Mwewa mninane. Ababa nensu babu fi. Elo bubu fi. Bufile buapwa. I want to appeal to our brothers in Southern Province. You have been suffering as all the other country. I want to appeal to the people in Western Province and Northwestern. And I'm mentioning these three regions because you gave them almost 90% of the vote. We have been suffering together. You are also receiving fertilizer, mumameda. Instead of receiving 6 bags of fertilizer, you are receiving very few fertilizer. Like any other region. Surely, why should you accept to be used? Why should you be accept to be used to fight the will of the people? My brothers in Southern Province, Western Province, Northwestern, we love you. Let's vote together. Vote for Mundubile. Change the course of this country and you'll be happy. Chishimba Kambwili, signing off. Uwakwe mfa ya kwanoko, mutanshi. Uko alinsoke, takwa fuile bantu. Na 2021, na alimiebele te kwesha wa UPND. Nomba namu imwena. I have been vindicated. If you ndanda, file samukupita. Na papene ngata mumfuile, mwikatila Kambwili solande, nishaka wele. Pantunga na landa ko at tribalism, bayantuala kujele. I have lost my brothers. But I've forgiven these people. I've forgiven whoever was involved in my brothers dying. I've forgiven whoever took me to prison. Because the Bible says vengeance is for God. We are not going to take revenge. And if anybody in this government is thinking of revenge, he will have a problem with some of us because we don't believe in revenge. We just want to come and rule this country in a way that every Zambian in all the 10 provinces will be happy. God bless Zambia. God bless the Republic. Chishimba Kambwili, signing off. Thank you very much. Good night.